Hi chums, need spuds for the dinner, so here we go. These ones are Cara, I don't know if you can see it, Cara with Gromore, and they were put in on the 9th of April 11. So we'll see how this works out. Nothing special about these, they were just planted in the bottom third. I think I put 3 potatoes in this and just topped up as they grew. So there we are. I'm just going to take these are ash seeds, or not ash seeds, some sort of sycamore seeds, and they're grand little things. They're the wee helicopter boys until they get into the soil. They do nothing the first year, but then once you dig them in the after the end of that year, you're tilling your soil, digging them in, and once you dig them in, that's when they get ready for going the next year. I take hundreds of those out of my onions beds every year. But excuse me a second. I'm just going to throw them in the bin there. Right, so here we have Cara with Gromore. 1, 2, 3 it looks like, yeah. 3 potatoes. I like these bags, they've got the strap on the bottom, so the stuff kind of just falls out of them, it's not just as hard. Right, okay, now I can see 2 anyway, so that's not so bad. I was supposed to do this a few days ago. But there's been a few medical issues here. My mother's in hospital and I've just been running about with that. And going to hospitals is hard work. I don't care what anybody says, but my goodness, when you're doing hospitals, you are working hard. It just seems to take your whole day over, but you know, I'd rather be doing it than not doing it, if you know what I say, if you understand what I mean. But so that's what we have to do, and so that has changed a few things about. So I haven't got a lot done outside. I was supposed to do this here a while ago, but I've been kind of living off stuff that I hadn't already made and put in the freezer. So that's sort of meant no cooking from fresh. It's all been stuff that I've already made, casseroles and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, it's a lovely day here today, really nice. I was up at 3 o'clock this morning watching the MotoGP from Australia, and Casey Stoner won. It was a really boring race. Well, unless you're a Casey Stoner fan, of course, but it was really boring, you know, it was just awful. I think 13 bikes started out of 17. Ben Spies, the American, wasn't well enough to ride. He hurt himself in an accident, I think. And then Jorge Lorenzo fell and busted his finger. Apparently lost. Well, the initial reports were that he lost part of the finger, but it seems he just cut it really badly, so he couldn't take part. And then they were falling off. So God, Rossi fell off, and he's having a miserable season. But that's what I was doing between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock this morning. Was watching motorbikes. I need my head examined, but this is near the end of the season now. They're at Malaysia next week, and then they're back to Spain, I think the week after that or something, for the final go, and that'll be the motorbikes over. And then today, oh God, I forgot the World Superbikes were finishing today, and Johnny Ray from Northern Ireland up the road from me, he was pole position, and Carlos Checa, the world champion, was in second position. And Eugene Laverty from Toonbridge, which is quite close to where Johnny Ray's from as well, he was in third position. So we, Northern Ireland, did well again in the motorbike stakes. And I wanted to see how Johnny Ray did. So what my problem now is, I have to watch the phone numbers. Because if I recognise a phone number now and notice it's one of my mates, I'll have to get my wife to answer it first and say, look, see when Brendan comes on, don't tell him who won the bikes, because that's what they'll be phoning about. So I'll watch the bikes tonight then, or tomorrow if I get a chance. I think we're near done here, but the good sign here is that I've got more out of this bag than any other bag so far. It looks like this has been pretty good. Just move these over here. I've run out of space in my wee colander here. Let's go down here. So that's what I've been doing, is hospitals all week, and I've been doing a bit of wood turning. my daughter asked me to make her a mushroom, which is not a big deal, but there was a stipulation as well that it was for as a money bank, a money box. So I had to hollow it out then, and that was something I'd never done before. So I've got a couple of those made, and I made a really nice one. Actually, I even said it myself. It turned out much better than I thought. But prototypes are like that. Whenever you're designing something for the first time on the lathe, or maybe other things as well, you put so much effort and care into the prototype that it usually ends up better than the one you make for real. And this prototype of mine worked out very well indeed. After we buffed the mushroom, and what do you call it? So I was very happy with that. I think that those are probably, that you would agree, is the best haul of potatoes I've had so far. I want to make sure that's in because I moved the camera, I moved the thing a bit. That's alright. So that's where we are. So we've got good potatoes here today. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, about 20 really good potatoes, 20, and 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 small ones. That's the best so far, so I'm very happy with that. These are hard to cook in the sense that when you're cooking them, the skin splits, and as soon as the skin splits, you take them out and put them in the microwave, or they'll just go into soup. That's just so floury, you know. So if you give me 2 seconds, if you bear with me here for a couple of seconds, I'm going to show you the greenhouse. Just need to wipe my hands a bit. There have been a few changes about here because the tomatoes are done. I had to take them out. They were actually starting to rot on the plants. It's getting quite cold here now. It's not that cold, but it's cold, too cold for tomatoes. And the chilies are starting to rot on the plants as well. I've still got a couple going there to see what happens, but I took most of the chilies in. The Long Joe Cayenne did well. The Japanese chilies didn't do very well, but I'm going to try and overwinter them. But it's my own fault, I was late getting them in. But if you just let me get the camera off the stand here. There we are. So, I'll go up here. So as you can see here, that's where the tomatoes were before. And I've got 2 jalapeno chilies at the back there in pots, ready for getting wrapped up. And those pots at the bottom are just old tomato pots at the back. I'm not using those for anything yet. But here's what I did with the potato soil. I took the tomatoes and cucumbers out on this side and put, what do you call it, cabbages in. And I've already done the same, I've started doing the same on this side. And the potato, the soil from the potatoes really does help build this up. It's really good, nutritious stuff. And see, there's where the water table is. You see there, over here? That's really wet there. So I'm trying to build it up to about where my finger's pointing here, along that line there of brick, which will bring it above the water table. So we're getting there on this side. And I'm actually tempted to put little sort of sides up here, maybe like 3 inches of timber along here, and just keep building it up for the next couple of years to get the plants out of the water, because it is an issue, and the water table is very high here. So as I say, there's my hispy cabbages, which are doing really well. I didn't know if they would do or not. Now they will probably not form hearts, but they will certainly form leaf, so that'll be good for greens. And this is another cabbage here called Duncan, and I had a few of those, and then the snails got them, so that's why these ones here are really small. You see the little small ones here, those ones were put in afterwards. And I've got more here. There's more, no sorry, that's Durham Elf, that one was. I've brought some more on here, so I'll put those in on the other side. Those are pansies, winter pansies over there. There's I had to cut my Japanese peppers right back. But I'm going to wrap these up, and I'm going to bring 2 of them up to the house and leave 2 down here to see how they overwinter, because they are sensitive to cold. And I've discovered something else which isn't helping, I don't think. That glass over, if you look there, and I'm pointing at the wrong place here, but I'll bring you up to show you it. It'll be easier to do. If you look along here, down the side, if you look down the side here, you can see a gap in here. Where's the finger? There's a gap along there, about 1 centimetre on both sides, which is letting cold in. So I'm going to I'll fill that up with polystyrene foam or spray foam or something, and that'll solve that problem, keep it airtight, well, more airtight, put it that way. And those are just some fuel briquettes at the back that I've left there to see how they dry out in the greenhouse, and they're not doing too bad actually. So that's where we are. The main reason that I'm doing this is because I would normally just pull all this stuff out, like here. I'll pull all this out and then just leave it because I'm too lazy to work it over the winter time. And then you get a sort of a little weed like that there, and a little bit of grass like that, and you don't pull those. And then next year that Scotch grass is all over the place, and it's a major job weeding out. And I just spend the time waiting, thinking, why did I not do this earlier? And beating myself up. So this year I'm putting the cabbages in here. I'm going to put more in here. There's nothing here at the moment, to make myself come down and work the greenhouse. So that'll be good, you know. Cucumbers, well, there's the last of the cucumbers. That's 2 mini munch, which are still okay. The other 2 plants are out now. And this here is an incredible cucumber here. This is Saladin. I was advised to take the big, long, huge one. There's it there. There's the big, long, huge one that was hanging off the side. I took it off because it was taking life out of the plant, and I was told this is not an easy one to grow from seed. And when I opened up this big one here, the seeds are pitiful in it. So I decided I'll just buy new seeds next year. But look, still really beautiful cucumbers coming on that. So I'm leaving this to see how long it will last. I think this plant here is basically done. This one here, but this one here still has 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's more, lots more coming. Look, there's more cucumbers coming there. In among this lot of stuff. So we shall see what happens. But that's where I am at the greenhouse, and look, this is another problem. Look, see these frames that I make for the cucumbers. They're great at the time, but what the hell do you do with them afterwards? And I don't like taking them down because it takes so long to build, to tie all that netting and stuff in. So I'm cleaning out one of the stores up over here. I'm going to put these into the store during the winter time. So that's where we are. So it does look quite tidy. I'm very pleased with that. And hopefully it'll be this tidy come January, February time. So there you go, folks. And just for those of you at the technical side of things, there's the way I video the potatoes. There's my tripod and little stand and the wheelbarrow in front. I know it. You'll need to see that because that is just so high tech. It's almost unbelievable. But that's how I do it. So there you go, folks. All the best now. Bye bye.